Hey, my name is Jared Moon, and I'm part of a group of underground athletes you've probably never even heard of before. We don't rely on fancy equipment for training, and most of us don't even have gym memberships. In fact, our motivation comes from within. You see, we have jobs, families, and responsibilities, but we still have big goals, and they aren't getting achieved at a global gym. For that reason, we have to do things differently. Our training has to be smarter. We don't have every piece of equipment known to man or a ton of time to train, and we don't need it, because we are achieving amazing things without it. So how do we do it? If you ask your average personal trainer or gym goer, they'd call us crazy. Yet we're seeing results better than most every single day. And it's happening by blending mental training with physical training and becoming an athlete. What we call, and welcome to, Garage Gym Athlete.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Garage Gym Athlete podcast. Here today, obviously, Joe Courtney. Joe, what's up, man?
Hey.
And we have Coop Mitchell from Garage Gym Reviews. Man, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. I'm excited to be on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm excited for us to finally interact a little bit more. You know, we've obviously seen each other around the internet space and created meetings over the years and whatnot, but never actually, gotten to chat like this in this format. So I think it's really cool, man, and I'm excited to talk to you today. Before we talk about garage gyms or anything that you're doing, just give us a basic intro, man. You know, what you're doing, how you train, and a little bit about Garage Gym Reviews, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So I run a website and kind of social media platforms for Garage Gym Reviews. Our whole goal is to help people find the equipment, to help them achieve their goals, to help them, like you guys focus a lot on programming, although I know you used to do a lot of DIY stuff.
Yes.
Which was really cool. I don't know if you still do that, but I remember following and reading those articles and thinking, man, I need to start doing this because this is a really great way to get people to your site, and it's really helpful. But yeah, so we do, all kinds of reviews on all kinds of products. But me personally, I pretty much train according to whatever item I'm reviewing. So I'd love my schedule to be more set. I probably do more powerlifting type work. But we get Olympic bars, and so I'll test them for Olympic weightlifting, or we get some, cardio piece, and I'll torture myself on that. But it kind of depends on that. And we also review like training platforms, just like yourself, operate. So we can give people, an idea on how it works. So although I'd love to have a specific training regimen where it's like, this is what I do on this day, because of the nature of the business taking over my personal training, that's how I train now. Yeah.
Hey, man, at least you're getting it in, right?
Yeah, that's right. I love training. It's just fun. Sometimes I'll go through spurts where it's like, I'll train multiple times a day, every day. And then I'll go through spurts where I train 3 days a week and I'm trying to put on, size or something like that. So I find it really fun. I know a lot of people view it as this, it's just drudgery I have to get through, but I really enjoy just the process and the grind, I think it can be fun.
That's awesome, man. And to your comment on the DIY project. So the main reason I stopped doing those is because the only reason I ever did them in the first place was out of 100% pure necessity. I was trying to build a garage gym, and then I think we got up to 20 different projects, and I was like, well, I don't need anything else. So I just stopped. We've had a few people from the community, especially in our group and stuff, submit
farmers handles.
Yeah, farmers handles, reverse hypers, all these different things. And but yeah, I've just I'm like, I got everything I need. My garage gym is so minimal. So minimal. I have some rogue stuff now and a few DIY projects left in there. But I mean, I'm super bare bones garage gym athlete, so I don't have a lot that I train with. But yeah, man, they're a lot of fun. I do like the DIY, but sometimes getting the steel is worth it,
Oh yeah. Well, I used to do all kinds of, I think that's the start of people who go into garage gyms, it's I can get in super cheap. I see all this cool stuff online, but I kind of want to just see what, if I like it, that sort of thing. So they'll create their own, I see people that create squat racks and all kinds of stuff. It's just insane and really over engineered. And they may have spent $100 on it. They could have got a rack for $200, but I think it's pretty cool. And I'm the same way. I started out, I just want to get as much equipment as I can use. So I started making all this stuff, and then I started eventually buying it, so I didn't have to make as much. So I mean, I still have like stall bars I've made and, stuff like that, but some of the bigger stuff, not as much.
Yeah, like I have a reverse hyper. I just didn't truly trust myself to DIY that.
Yeah, we've got a DIY reverse hyper. I haven't made it. Juji Mufu actually reached out to me and he made it. And he likes it okay, but yeah, definitely there's some like, I don't know if I want somebody else doing this. Maybe I would just do it.
I'm surprised he uses a DIY one because I'm sure he loads up like hundreds of pounds on.
Right.
He's a monster. And the dude's got like 1 million. Yeah, he's got 1 million followers on Instagram. It's like, dude, I'm sure you could get a free reverse hyper. I'm sure
yeah. All right, so tell me a little bit more about your space. I mean, I follow you on Instagram and I've seen. Actually, I can never tell where you're at half the time. But tell me about your garage gym space and what you got, because you seem like pretty packed out.
Yeah, so I actually have a garage gym that's a 3-stall garage gym, and then I have my office, which is inside of a personal training gym I own. That's like 2 minutes from my house. I typically just walk there, ride my bike. And that's where I am right now. So the idea behind it was I had so much equipment in my garage, and I needed more space to do more reviews. So I'm like, I need to figure out a way to like expand this without, getting a bigger house. And my wife saying, you don't need a bigger garage, right? So that's how I found this space. That's where I am right now. So I have all kinds of equipment in here, but the space in my garage, I actually just redid. I just put drywall up and have all sorts of equipment. I have a Sorinex. I'll just go through kind of a list. I have a Sorinex base camp rack with adjustable jammer arms. All of the trimmings there. That is one sick rack. It's like, you don't realize how big some of these things are. Like you see them online and then you get it in person and it's like 9 feet tall, 10 feet tall, and you have to jump to use the pull-up bar. It's like, oh my gosh, this thing makes me feel so weak when I'm squatting inside of it, but it's okay. It's something to look up to. And then I also have a XL rack from Sorinex. I have a Sorinex Dark Horse rack. I have a Sorinex I have a PRX Performance like fold down rack. Those are awesome.
Yeah, how are those? I've been thinking about getting one.
We've gotten a lot of questions too recently.
Okay, yeah, they are the best. Okay, there's a lot of fold-away racks out there now, but the difference between that one and everyone else's is if you have a fold-away rack from, say, Rogue or any of those other companies, you have to like unclip the hitch pins, remove the pull-up bar, often remove the J-cups, and then fold it in. Well, this one, you just put it down, put it back up. So I find most people that have fold-away racks, they don't fold them away. Like they just leave them hanging out. So you might as well have a power rack. But with the PRX one, it's just so easy because it's on gas shocks. Just goes up and down, super simple. Yeah. So it's honest, a good rack. Definitely one I'd recommend.
If I had that Rogue one, I know that I would never close it up.
Yeah. That's how I was.
Yeah. I've seen it online. I really thought about it because I'm like, that'd be nice because in Texas we get like for the most part, the cars stay out, but we get like hailstorms. So that I need to like have a way to get the cars inside if, where they don't get like wrecked. And a fold away rack might be perfect. And I saw that Rogue one and I was like, I would never, like, I'd only put it away like when we had that one bad hailstorm because it does look pretty complicated.
Oh, definitely. The PRX rack is great. The only thing I'd say that I don't like about it is the powder coat they use on the pull-up bar isn't very gritty. It's kind of slippery. So if you're doing, I know you used to do a ton of Murph, you probably wouldn't like the pull-up bar. I've asked them to change that, and I think they're going to, but we'll see, if that actually happens. But in addition to that, I've got like 7 barbells. I've got safety squat bars, that kind of specialty stuff. I've got an Olympic weightlifting platform, reverse hyper, all kinds of bikes. I just got new garage cabinets. They look pretty sweet. They look really cool because you always have to have somewhere to store stuff, and they match my rack, which is really cool. How do you do that, right?
That's awesome.
and then just a bunch of horse stall mats, and there's probably a bunch of other odds and ends. But when I was building my garage gym initially, it was like, I need to get as much equipment as possible so I can review it all. But now that I have a space where I can put the equipment in outside of my garage gym, I find, really for a garage gym, oftentimes it's best to just have as much space as possible to work. I think a lot of people, they'll think like, oh, that looks awesome, I'm going to use it so much. But in reality, a reverse hyper, you don't really use it a whole lot. It's nice to have, but something like that would probably be even better to have inside because, you're using it for prehab, rehab type stuff anyways, and it takes up so much space for one purpose. It's like, that's not the best idea for that space. So that's something that I found. Oh, it does. I know. And you can't do a ton on it, but
It's like, I see people with like leg presses in their garage. I'm like, holy crap, that is the biggest piece of equipment you could have, and it does basically one thing. I don't understand.
Oh yeah, for real. And a lot of these people are really liking belt squats, and I've got a couple belt squats, and I love them. But for a garage gym, like a standalone unit belt squat, one that's not attached to a rack, that's a really hard thing to recommend for somebody with like 500 square feet of space. So yeah.
All right, man. Tell me a little bit more about how Garage Gym Reviews got started.
Yeah. So let's think here. I was in college. I was a freshman in college and was looking for gym equipment and couldn't find much as far as like reviews on gym equipment. I'm somebody that like researches everything. So every purchase I have is like I know everything about it, like it's not just gym equipment, it's everything. And I've always been like that. Like just the way like my mind works. So I was like, well, I don't see a lot of people like reviewing gym equipment. I see a lot of people reviewing like technology and that sort of thing. I was like, well, maybe I can bring like, this idea of in-depth reviews on products to this space and see if it works. In addition to that, one of the things I really wanted to do was I got a squat rack, a barbell, and some bumper plates for Christmas. And I was like, man, maybe if I review these things, I can like create a portfolio that I'll send to companies and say, hey, I did this super in-depth review on this product. I'll do the same thing for your product in an honest manner that's going to get, links back to you. It's going to help you out SEO wise and all these different things. And all you have to do is send me your product for free, right? Like my whole idea was like, maybe I can get products for free. So I'd start real small and I was like, well, maybe I can get like collars for free and jump ropes for free and things like that. And then it morphed into this thing that's like, well, like I don't want to just have the free equipment. Like I want to actually like, build this out and like review every piece of equipment that's available. So then I started purchasing them and that sort of thing. But the website's grown through, different ways. I think one of the big ways it's grown through is through social media and people, respected people seeing our reviews, realizing that they were helpful and then linking to us, writing about us, things like that. We're actually on, right now, the version we have out is version 2 of our website. I'm getting ready to release version 3, Q1 of 2019. Which will be unlike anything else. I say this like skeptically because I'm kind of like, I'm nervous sometimes when I do something new, but I truly believe there's nothing else like this in the industry. It's going to mirror a lot of things that maybe has been done in tech, but nothing in this space. I've spent so much money and so much time developing it, but I'm really excited. And I think it's going to be really useful for, garage gym owners like a lot of your audience.
That's awesome, man. Do you care to share one of the coolest new features of the website?
Yeah. So one thing it can do is, unlike anything else, is that right now when you purchase a product, you're going to the manufacturer site most of the time, right? Like if you purchase Rogue Fitness equipment, you're not purchasing Rogue Fitness equipment on Amazon. You're purchasing Rogue Fitness equipment on Rogue. You're purchasing Rep Fitness equipment on Rep. You're purchasing Sornex on Sornex. There's nowhere that you can find a detailed comparison between every product in every product category all in one space with verified reviews by users. There's nothing like that available. The only marketplace that's close to it is Rogue. However, Rogue they really only have like smaller companies on there and like accessories. They don't have other people's racks and things like that. So one feature of the site, and I can't really share how we're doing this, but it's going to be cool, but you will be able to, let's say squat racks, you'll be able to see every squat rack ever made, compare all the specs, go through, filter by whatever spec you'd like, and then see reviews and decide which one is best for your situation. So
that's awesome, man. You're going to be like the Amazon for garage gyms.
Kind of, yeah, except you don't purchase through us. You purchase through the retailer. So it's definitely a little bit different, but I think it'll make sense once we launch it. Yeah.
That's awesome. No, yeah, it makes perfect sense. I'm just saying that's the only other place that you can do that is on Amazon. You're like squat rack, and then like 15 different ones come up with verified user reviews, from people who've actually used it and have no reason to post a review other than I liked it or I didn't like it.
The only issue is Amazon doesn't have like really any good squat racks. Like
right.
They have some okay ones, right? But like it's not like, if you go there, you're purchasing like a 12 gauge rack from like Cap Barbell that's rated for 500 pounds.
I can't say I've purchased a single piece of garage gym equipment from Amazon. I don't.
No, I purchased their Amazon Basics bench to test it, mainly for like a funny video, and it actually held up okay, but it was like $40, you know, like that. If you're going to Amazon, like that's usually what, at least for gym equipment, that's what you're going to get. It's real budget friendly stuff, but it's okay.
Yeah, maybe Rogue brainwashed me. I just feel like I should pay more for things that where I don't die. Like I really don't want to die in my garage gym is maybe my biggest fear.
Yeah.
So
I definitely think there's a part of that brainwashing that's happened, because nobody needs, at least most people don't need, an 11 gauge squat rack that's built to hold, you know, it's rated for 1,000 pounds, but in reality, they test those things up to like 2,500 pounds. You're never going to squat that much. You're never going to need that ultra duty rack, but it's nice to know, you know, if anything happens, like I'm going to be okay. So yeah, I think that's why a lot of people buy like the Rogue equipment, because it's so overbuilt and they think that's what they need, even though it's what they want.
Yeah, man. So tell me why you started the garage gym. Was it more time, like couldn't get to the gym, or just tired of paying gym membership fees? What was the main purpose in starting a garage gym?
Yeah, at the time I was trying to compete in CrossFit, and I was doing like multiple day training, and I wasn't living super close to the gym. So I was like, well, I'll start a garage gym and I'll get like an Airdyne, and then I'll do like some steady state stuff in the morning and then train in the evening, or, you know, I'll train in the morning and then do whatever in the evening, you know, break it up that way. Cause I thought I was going to be like CrossFit Games athlete or something, which wasn't even close. But yeah, that's how it started. And then you know, it kind of morphed over time to where I'm married now. I have a kid. And I think that's a big thing that you guys probably talk about to your audience, but I try to talk about to mine, is how great it is to like set an example for my family by working out at home. It's not like I'm telling my wife or my kids, like, you need to work out when you get older, or you need to work out now. No, I'm saying I'm working out. I'm making this healthy lifestyle decision a part of my life, and I want to show you that I'm doing it, not just say that I'm doing it. And so that's a main motivation for one reason I still have a garage gym and still put a lot of time into it. It's because I want to show them that I think it's important, and so hopefully they'll think it's important.
Yeah, man, I 100% agree. I call that like my great experiment. You know, I always joke with other people who come on this podcast, because I don't actually know what's going to happen to my kids. I have 3 kids. I have a 6-year-old, 4-year-old, and a about to be 8-month-old. And yeah, they're just going to see me doing fitness for the next, you know, 20 years or, you know, 10 years or 15 years, however long they're going to be in my house. 30 years. I don't know what the rate is. I got to kick them out at some point. But yeah, like I'm hoping that just from my habits and training and my wife's awesome habits in nutrition, that, you know, they'll pick a few things up. At least there'll probably be some rebellious period where they're like, because I never forced them to do anything, but they'll probably just go the opposite way for a while. Yeah. They'll have the tools in the back of their mind. I think a lot of people are missing those tools. Like, you know, we have a huge obesity problem in America, and most people just don't even know what to do. They just have no idea. So I think at least if you have the tools in your toolbox, it'll make you a dangerous human being later on.
Yeah. Well, as a father, it's not enough to tell my kids, or just a leader in general. It's not enough to tell the people that are following you, do this. Right. It's another thing to show it by action. And so I want to be a person that does things through action. I don't want to just say something. No, I want to actually show it. And that leaves a bigger mark on your kids or whoever, you know, it is that follows you.
I could not agree more, man. I think that's awesome. So what you said your training is more equipment related right now. Do you have any goals, or like, I try to at least do this many times per week, anything that you strive for on a weekly, monthly basis?
Yeah. So I try to squat at least twice a week. Squatting is really important. It's kind of like the base of my program. Right now, I guess my goals would be, I'd like to squat 500 pounds probably by the middle of next year. That's like a lifetime goal I've always had. So, you know, I've been training more powerlifting lately. I'd like to bench 350. I'd like to deadlift maybe 550 or 6 eventually. And overhead press maybe 240. That would be sick. 230. So those would be like my lifetime goals, and that's kind of what I like my training is set up for, to do those things, and then I'll like work in the other equipment around those. So I typically stick to those lifts, although I'll do power cleans and snatches and stuff like that for fun, and then throw in cardio stuff if I'm just feeling like, you know, making myself hurt.
Yeah. Those are some beastly numbers, man. No joke on the I think I'm more impressed with a 500-pound squat than I am a 600-pound deadlift. They're both super impressive, but man, a 500-pound squat is insane. Just the Because you can get into the fours or whatever, and you're still not anywhere close to a 500 pound. You know, it's huge difference.
I'm not there yet. I don't want to pretend like I'm there
No,
yet.
no.
Like my last time I maxed was 465, which felt really good. And that's just what I went up to. So I think it's achievable. But yeah, it's going to take a lot of work.
It takes, a lot of, I mean, I haven't got there myself. I'm too busy doing Murph, but, I do.
It'd be hard to squat 500 and do Murph every day.
Well,
I don't think those go along with each other.
I have a dream to do a 5-minute mile and a 500-pound back squat. That challenge was thrown out a long time ago, but it could take me a decade to get there.
I actually have a buddy who's pretty close to that. He ran Tyler Christoffel. He's a CrossFit Games athlete, at least on a team. And he did just a couple weeks ago, and this was in the same day, he did a 500-pound back squat and a 5:15, I think, mile.
I counted.
Close.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Especially same day.
Yeah, same day. It's like, is that even human? I mean, think about this. Before CrossFit became so popular, nobody would have ever even thought that was possible, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's like,
so you would get in arguments about it not being possible is what would happen. Like if you were like, no, I think I can do this. I'm going to train for it. Like, you're an idiot. There's no way you can do it. But now, that's really like becoming a reality. Dude, I might have to get him on the podcast. He's just shaving off those 15 seconds is going to take a while, but, that's insane.
It may have been less than that. I know it was just a few seconds and it was like, I couldn't, but he like posted both of them and it was like the same day. And I was just like, that is,
I mean, I give it to him because that's good enough. Anywhere in the fives and a 500-pound back squat is crazy.
Oh, definitely.
All right, man. So we kind of talked about garage gym reviews. Anything we missed there? Anything that you want people to know about garage gym reviews?
I think sometimes people will get dogmatic about like gym equipment choices. Like you may have seen this, like you'll have your Rogue lovers and you'll have your Titan lovers and you'll have your Rogue haters. And like, I think it's kind of silly. Like, listen, I'm in this space probably more than anyone. And I think it's really silly that people get so like latched onto a certain company's equipment. Listen, at the end of the day, your equipment is a tool to help you achieve what you want to achieve. It's not like, it's not your religion. Okay. So if I say something bad about a product that your company makes, it's not because I'm dogging the company or not because I don't like you or like the company. It's just because in my opinion, that product isn't as good as I think it should be or could be, or is priced too much. So when we write reviews or I give my opinion, I'm trying to give like an absolute honest response, an honest answer to what I think it is without like the other like opinions affecting what I think, which is often hard because I'll post a review and a company will send me a scathing email because they didn't like what I said, or I'll have people come on and comment that like they disagreed with it, and I'll ask for reasons they disagreed and they don't always have reasons. So like, I'm not trying to like hurt anybody's feelings by giving honest opinions, but you see it in other industries too. You see the people who will just say every product they receive is good or it's like, it has no credibility. Like, I'm not trying to be a sales page. I'm not trying to be sponsored. I'm trying to actually tell you which products are worth purchasing. And so I think we've hurt some feelings in some of those areas, but in the end, the good companies that are making good equipment, they love it. Like, I went out to Rogue and they were like, I like asked them like, what do you think about when I say a product from you guys isn't good? They're like, we really like it because then it forces us to re-look at the product and say, what can we change? What can we fix? But when I ask other companies that who may not, be up to Rogue standard, they don't always view it that way. So you can tell a lot about a company by how they respond to negative opinions.
Now, this might be a tough question, having reviewed so much equipment, but do you think Rogue is the leader, like number one?
Well, it depends on the product. I don't think anybody in the industry would say that what Rogue's doing is not remarkable. It's incredible. They've got a 600,000 square foot facility where they're taking things from steel and like producing these crazy pieces of equipment, very well engineered, over the top, like things and barbells and all this stuff, and like putting it through like these, like, these lines, these assembly lines that they basically, what they did is they took what Henry Ford did with the automobile. That's what they're doing with strength equipment. Okay. Before, all strength equipment for the most part was built like hand by hand. You know, it wasn't built on these big assembly lines with these big powder coat machines. And there was lots of like, you know, more hand built products. That's how Rogue's doing it now. So is Rogue the leader in the industry? I think Rogue is the one that everybody's chasing. However, is every product they make the leader in the industry? No.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. And yeah, because to be honest, I haven't researched many companies. You said everyone has their company. The reason Rogue's my company, and this is more back in the day when I first started my website, they were the only affiliate I had. You have a link, you get a small percentage. I know, and they helped me pay off student loans. And I don't do a lot of affiliate links anymore, but it used to be a big portion of our income. And we've transitioned the business now to programming and selling programs and whatnot. But that's why I like Rogue, because like they were, because I reached out to other companies to be an affiliate or to do advertising or something, because my site was getting a decent amount of traffic, and basically everyone said no. Rogue, it wasn't hard. They're like, yeah, sure. And then it just worked. It just worked. And so that's why I've stuck around Rogue, because I've tried other companies, or did back in the day, and that's why I'm a huge fan of Rogue. And the equipment being awesome is like is a plus, a bonus, So
they still have the affiliate program. So does pretty much every other company. There's a couple companies that like they're stalwarts and they like basically don't have it because they want to say they don't have it. There's really only one company. I don't want to mention them. They know who they are. They don't have any interest in that. And they're kind of like against like reviewing, which is kind of annoying. But every other company, but they don't want honest feedback, but every other company, they do it, they all have and it allows me to write on product, and I think it's great that every company has it, because no longer can people say like, the only reason you're saying that's a good product is because they give you a commission. Well, so does every other company. So like, you can't say like, that's the only reason I write on that product anymore, because it's just easier to show that there's less bias there. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I completely agree. And that's true of almost any company in any industry now. It's too easy to set up an affiliate program. Everybody has an affiliate program to earn some sort of commission off of their product, and so that's almost not even a factor in reviews.
Well, without affiliate commissions, I would not be able to spend as much time on like this sort of stuff as I am, like, because that's the one source of income Garage Gym Reviews has, besides like some advertising or like YouTube views, which isn't like an insane amount. But I don't accept income in any other way. Companies will ask, hey, will you, like, I've had companies who will offer to pay us to review a product, or pay us to give like a positive impression because they think like that's going to happen, like, or pay us to like post about their product on social media. I think that presents too much bias. So I say no to all those. I haven't accepted $1 in that way, and I don't plan to. But because we have affiliate commission, that gives us an opportunity to write about products and actually make, some money doing it, so we can continue buying more products, updating the website, and doing things like that. Yeah.
I think that's
so it's
awesome.
Good for the community. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to know. Like I've actually been in that situation before where, someone, and I've never written one, but they'd asked me to write an article for like a paid, hey, review my thing. But then they're like, well, we want to see it before you publish it and all this stuff, because they're essentially giving me a paycheck, right? And I'm like, I don't feel comfortable with this, man. Like, I'm just going to buy it myself. Like it's great that could be, free, or, you pay me some money, but I'm going to have to say no. And they're always a little bit surprised, but I'm much like you, man. I'd try to keep it honest for your community, or else I don't think you'll be in the business for very long.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, man. Well, let's get to the quick fire questions of the show. I love learning more about your training and Garage Gym Reviews, but now I need to know, what's the hardest workout you've ever done?
Oh, hardest workout I've ever done. We used to, so in garage gym sessions, you kind of like do whatever you have. Like, you just come up with workouts randomly sometimes, because you just like, this is the equipment I haven't worked this in a while. And so we used to do these sessions where I'd have buddies come over, and we had like this neighborhood where I used to live, and we just walk around it with equipment. And so like I had a yoke, 100-pound like sandbag, farmer's carries handles, a sled, and basically we just go around the neighborhood as many times as we could. And so it got to the point where basically it was like, all right, we're going to keep going until like somebody quits. So like when people quit, it's just like the last man standing. And it was so bad, dude. Cause like you basically go like we do it like every 30 feet or something. You drop whatever you're using and use something else. And so people are just like dropping like flies, dude, cause it's so hard. And you're like, I don't want to carry this anymore. So you'd have people drop out, and it was all mental toughness. When you're competing like that, it's like, no, I'm not going to let you beat me. No, I'm going to be tougher than you. Cause it's not like farmers carries. You can carry something way further than you think you can. It's all in your mind.
Oh yeah.
So like stuff like that, that was a really hard workout. I don't know if I'd say it's the toughest workout, but it's really hard. Yeah.
Jared, that's like your workout. That's like,
yeah. Like if my wife and family would allow it, man, I'd be happy to just like throw down on something like for 4 hours or whatever. That would be.
Oh, it's so fun. Yeah. The pain cave. Yeah, it's fun.
Awesome, man. Well, speaking of mental toughness, in your opinion, what's the best activity for building mental toughness?
Oh, just hard work. I mean, I don't know if there's a specific activity. I don't know. Doing things, I mean, it's just putting yourself in uncomfortable situations. So it depends what your goal is. If we're just talking like mental strength so you can accomplish physical goals, then I think doing physically tough things is great. If you want to like become better at something, develop better mental toughness so you can speak in front of a crowd, then putting yourself in a situation where you're speaking in front of a crowd. If you want to, there's so many different like areas that mental toughness is great for. But I think it just comes down to putting yourself in situations that you don't want to be in to produce results that you would like to have.
Now, coming from the man who's used basically every piece of equipment known to man, if you could only have one piece of equipment to train with for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, does that mean if I like say barbell, I can't use bumper plates? Or
you do get the plates. We've thrown that in that stipulation, which some people say is cheating, but it's okay. It's my game. So you can. Is it like an
unlimited amount of weight?
Yeah, you can have as many plates as you would like if you choose a barbell.
Okay. Oh, it would definitely be a barbell. No question. The amount of versatility available with a barbell. Like I'm a big Mark Rippetoe starting strength fan. The barbell, like you can do incremental like loading. You can do fast. You can do slow. You can do long. You can do short. The barbell is the almighty piece of equipment. Everybody listening to this, you should have a barbell. I mean, it's so cheap. It's so available. You can use it for so many different things. It's beautiful. It feels good to touch. It's the reason like every fitness logo in the world has a barbell in it. It's just like, it's the thing. So definitely a barbell. I love the barbell. Yeah.
Now I would love to also ask you, just to pick your brain a little bit more. Where do you recommend people get started in the barbell world?
Okay, that again goes back to like what their goals are. If somebody is like powerlifting, you're going to want to center knurl. I think just like a general like suggestion for a barbell for general purpose work, because most people who start garage gyms, they don't always know what type of training they want to do. So if you're just like, I just want to start a garage gym, I just want to start working out, I would definitely suggest something like a Rogue 2.0 bar. It's just like really well made, really well priced, great option. Also, if you want to do more, like if you think you're going to do more like powerlifting, less Olympic lifting, then something like the Rogue B&R bar 2.0, that's another great bar. Those general purpose bars that are high tensile strength steel. And this is another thing that like I think is important to mention. You should also think about when you buy equipment, the potential resale value of that equipment. Because you don't know when starting a garage gym if you're going to want to upgrade, if your preferences are going to change, or if you're going to want to even continue doing a garage gym. Because a garage gym, as you can attest to, can build mental strength. Because going outside when it's freezing cold at 5 a.m. and nobody's around to watch you, nobody's there keeping accountable to you, and you're just going in and doing work, it can be really, really hard. And some people, they just can't do it. Like, I like to think that everyone, like garage gyms for everyone, but in reality, there's a lot of people who just don't have the toughness. They just can't do it, or they won't take the time. So being able to say, I bought a Rogue bar, your resale value on that's going to be, probably 80% or so of what you purchased it for. That's going to be a good thing in the end. Yeah.
Love it, man. Love it.
Yeah. Do you mind if I ask you a question, Jared?
Yeah, no, go for it.
So with the people that you see, have you seen it be beneficial for them to be a part of a group like Garage Gym Athlete? Because I'm sure you have like Facebook groups and ways for them to communicate with other people, and that accountability, has that helped people? I'm sure.
Yeah. So two things on that, because we have two different groups, two different Facebook groups. We have one that's just Garage Gym Athlete Community, completely free. Everyone joins. Now, anyone can join is what I mean. Now, then we have a Garage Gym Athlete for our paid members only. And I'm trying to be completely unbiased. I think because people are paying for it, that community is about 10 times better. Because one, Joe and I can pour ourselves into it and provide a lot of content, provide a little awesomeness, but also their level of interaction just between each other without me and Joe having to always be the leader or whatever is amazing compared to, like, we've tried multiple times in the free group to get things going, to get people communicating more. And it happens to some degree, but in our other group, people hands down say, and we've had people on the podcast this season who said that, like, the community aspect of what we're doing is the most important thing to them. They love the programming because we really try and think that out. And to be honest, I'm a program guy. Like, I love programming. That's what I love to do. So that's what I've been focusing on, but the community kind of built itself. And I think that it's huge to have that accountability, or just knowing. I told you we do those Meet Yourself Saturday workouts on Saturday.
Yeah.
We make them optional for our community because they are really hard workouts. So really our program's 4-day-a-week thing. But when they know 1,000 other athletes are out there trying to do the same workout today, it just helps you a little bit more, and you can come into the group and complain about how much it sucked or whatever. I think that's a huge piece for people training alone, for sure.
Definitely.
There's been a few group chats that have spawned off of it too, for other people that just want extra accountability or nutrition stuff. And they just kind of, that stuff that Jared and I aren't even a part of, they just kind of took that on their own to have extra,
Yeah. Well, I think, like, this sort of programming, what you're doing, I think you guys are kind of like on the forefront of what will become like a standard for the future. I think more and more people are going to start using garage gyms because more and more people are crunched for time. And they also, like, they don't mind feeling disconnected from the world. Like, like going to a gym for them, sometimes, like, people are just less talkative and are more likely to talk on the internet. So providing them a place where they can talk with other people and train in their own facility, like their own, setup, I think it's just going to continue to grow. So I think your type of programming, what you guys are doing, that type of program, I think it's awesome. I think a lot of people find benefit from it. And I think more and more garage gym people will start using it. And I think more and more, like, I think it's a great intro to garage gyms because people will go from like a gym to a garage gym and be like, well, now I have less equipment. I didn't know what to do when I had all that equipment. Now I definitely don't know what to do.
Right.
So what am I going to do? And having something like you guys offer available, I think it's very beneficial.
And I completely agree, man. I think millennials, if they're the next in line, right? Especially at the younger end of millennials. Well, basically, a lot of them don't have any money, right? Then they're not buying houses right now, but they will. They will in the next couple of years. So they'll be loading their garage gyms with garage gym equipment and all that stuff. So I'm in complete agreement that I think that they are more of a fit for what we're talking about. This online community. Let's disconnect from people. I won't date you unless if I'm swiping on my phone type situation,
Yeah.
It's fine. That's the reality of how things are. But I do think as they mature and get more serious jobs and build out their homes and get a garage and all that stuff, there will be more online communities springing up everywhere for garage gym athletes.
Yeah, definitely. Cool.
Joe,
So I typically have a question, but I think this is the first person that's completely invalid. So typically I'll ask someone, because like being a garage gym, people only have a couple pieces of equipment.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Normally I ask if you could wish for one piece of equipment, what would it be? But you got more than you can even wish for.
No, I could wish. There's a lot of equipment like I still don't have. Yeah, I actually have a barrel sauna in my backyard.
All right, moving on.
It's awesome. I'd like an ice bath. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Dundalk barrel sauna. It's sick. Yeah, this thing holds like 8 people. Heats up so quick, 240 volt. It's awesome, man. I love that thing.
all right, I'm gonna have to get one.
Dude, it is awesome. The only thing that I'd like in relation to that I don't have is I'd like an ice bath. I'd like there's a company that makes it's called Cold Tub, and it's basically like a refrigerator that stays cold all the time. That's something I'd really like. But as far as like training equipment, there's a few like barbells that I think are like historic that I'd like. Like there's some like York bars that I really like. I like the history of strength, like physical culture.
Yeah.
Like there's some really cool stuff out there that I think kind of tells the story of where we've been and where we're at now. And Dr. Terry Todd did a great job of that. He passed away recently.
Right.
I got to talk to Bill Henniger about him. That guy was really cool. He did a lot of sweet things. And I think he kind of like, he was really early on in helping like basically create this culture that we have now. But a Usaka bar, I'd really like a Usaka bar. I've talked to the owner and the guys over there so many times, and I just haven't pulled the trigger yet. I don't know if other people are interested in reviews on that. But that's probably a piece of equipment I'd really like. And there's other like odds and ends, but that's something that I think I'd like. Yeah.
And have you been down to UT Austin to see the Physical Culture Museum or whatever they have down there?
Not yet. What I'd like to do, I'd like to go down there and shoot some footage and kind of show it off to some people, and do some interviews with, I think Jan Todd is his wife. I forget her name. I don't want to say that incorrectly. But yeah, do some interviews with some of those people and kind of show it off, because I don't think it's super well known, like among people that are into fitness. And I think it would be real popular because they have a lot of cool stuff down there. Also, Soren's Pops, Richard Soren and Bert Soren, they have like a mini museum at their place with all kinds of like Zuber's plates and like some of the most expensive and rare stuff that's ever been available down there. So that's another place where they've got a lot of strength history.
That's awesome. All right, man. Well, where can people go to learn more about you, check out your stuff, all that good stuff?
Yeah, I'm pretty much everywhere. Most people follow us through our website. We have an email list where we send out deals. That's going to be revamped with the new site. But you can go to garagegymreviews.com if you have any questions on products. You can also find us on Instagram at Garage Gym Reviews. YouTube channel I've started to put more time into, and that's Garage Gym Reviews as well. So basically anywhere where you would like to be hit with a lot of information, I'm going to be there. So social media, or our website.
That's awesome. All right, Coop.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate your time, man. Thank you so much for being on the Garage Gym Athlete podcast.
Yeah. Thanks, Jared.